I felt like the work that I was doing for him, like I could be doing for my brand, right? I could be marketing my brand. I could be, creating opportunities for my brand instead of doing it for his. So that's kind of
no hard feelings.
No hard feelings at all.
But I gotta do myself stuff.
Exactly.
I gotta do stuff for myself.
And I told him from the jump, like even when I first started interning from him, I told him like, this is what I want to do. Like I want to start a brand. I didn't tell him exactly what kind of brand I wanted to start just because I really didn't know at the time, but I knew that I wanted to start
Come on,
a
give
brand.
them to me, baby. All right, I'm in line. The pending is the worst. Dude, I'd be happy if I got these, but I'm not getting it. I know it.
Got him. Better get him, because I got him.
What's good, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fair Game Podcast. I'm your host, C13.
This is Cash.
And we are back with another episode of the Fair Game Podcast.
And we got a special guest today, my friend, my brother. We got Vic in the building.
What's good? What's good,
going on, man?
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
I just want to start off. How's everybody feeling today? How's everybody doing? Let's start off with my my co-host right here.
I feel amazing.
C13.
I feel amazing. This is, I'm excited to have this interview. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to wake up this morning. Just feel amazing.
How many hours of sleep did you get? I can see it in your eyes.
Maybe like 4.
Are we all under like 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get there as soon as I get home, though. As soon as I get home, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. I
Factuals,
can't do
man.
it.
How about you, man? How you feeling today, Vic?
Man, I feel good, man. I like I said, man, I'm happy to be here. Man, me and you go back a little bit, so I've been seeing what you've been doing, and man, I'm just excited to be here. It's been a great journey so far. So
That's love.
yeah,
That's love.
it's real.
It's definitely been a crazy couple years.
It's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
So I mean, middle of the week, got a lot of stuff to plan and prep, but we going through it. We're fighting through it.
In the grand scheme of things, we just a floating rock in space.
Sure. Float on.
Just floating.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing swell.
Mm-hmm.
As we just said, we all under like 4 hours of sleep right now. It's lovely. Another day in the office. I'm gonna go into what I'm wearing because I got
something special out
I
today.
broke something special out today for my guy Vic right here.
Oh wow.
I got the Toro 6s out, man. This whole year I decided not to wear these. This guy enabled me to buy these actually.
Told him to buy them. They're fire. They look
And
great.
They're dope. They're dope.
And yeah, I was like, damn, this is the first time I'm wearing a Jordan 6, actually. So
Welcome to the club.
they're actually pretty comfy.
They look
I
great.
might hoop these.
Don't do that.
I might hoop
Don't do
these.
it. It's not worth it.
Might hoop
The tongue doesn't have any like support.
Oh, at all. Not
Yeah.
at all.
You need
Not
some
at all.
support right there.
Target jeans.
Nice.
Hype blend on the sweater. Shout out Jordan. Shout out Sean. He bought me this sweater actually.
Sean brought you that sweater.
Sean bought me this sweater.
Why?
Big shout out. He said it was only $15. He was like, fuck it.
Okay.
So,
That's a good friend.
It's a great friend.
Yeah, it's a good friend for sure.
I got I think it's the Sneakerheads Magnolia Park.
World famous?
World famous, yeah.
Very nice.
Red with the red bottom.
Where'd you get that from? I never even-
Okay, I see that.
Is that available?
It's not available.
Okay.
Especially with this size.
God, this is an 8? 8.5?
It's an 8 1/8.
That's different.
And it fits like a glove.
You got to relax.
The 8 is like normally the biggest size.
8?
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
size of like small rims.
Okay, you got that. I'm a step above that. That's how big my damn dome is.
I mean,
What size are you?
I think mine is like a 7 and an 8.
Oh, like I'm
Actually,
all-
I like to wear my hats a little bit bigger. I like to keep like
Oh,
a little bit of like cushion on the side, a little bit of air breathing room.
Like
so
some New York stuff, like with the
yeah,
ears
yeah.
tucked in.
I remember like one of my friends, shout out to my homie Vince. He's like a big baseball player. And I remember I used to wear my hats and I always used to wear them like super tight.
Back. Okay,
And
yeah.
and he was like, bro, like, nah, you can't do
Loosen
that.
that shit up.
Let me put you on game. So yeah, he showed me like, always go a little size up, and that's kind of how I always rocked my hats ever since then. So I think I might be, let me see. I think
You
I'm
can get into what you're
7
wearing
and
today.
a quarter.
You can get into what you're wearing today.
I mean, nothing crazy. I woke up, literally just got up, showered real quick. I got, some joggers on, Fentwood Hoops, of course. Larry June shirt.
It's fire.
Yeah.
He's my number one artist of this year.
Larry
I'm
June's
with
beast.
you on that, man. I'm with you on that 100%.
How about you, sir? You decided to break out some special.
Me? This
Is
is me
this the
today?
first? Is this the first time you're wearing these? You wear these a lot.
I wear these a lot. I think this is the first time I wore it on an episode.
Was there a specific reason before we get into the shoe?
Nah, it was just easy
'Cause
money.
she
it was
is
right
going viral
there.
right now.
She is going viral. I guess I was just on par. Our spirits aligned. Vegan, Air Force One, Billie Eilish, high top. These are super sick. I think they're very like fashionable when you wear it with pants. Even if you wear it with shorts, they just kind of remind me of like the Supra. So I love these shoes. Super comfy. Air Force One, you know what I'm gonna do. On the pants, I did Stussy camo. On the top, I did an ACG. It's kind of like a basketball like warm up shirt. Like you just put it over. So that's why I wore it, inspired by basketball. You know what I mean? That's how I want to do today. And then a good blue right here from Hat Club. Diamondbacks. I like the little, you know what I mean?
The Diamondbacks logo might be like my favorite logo.
It's really good. It's really good. I was hating at first.
Why was you hating? There's a
I
big
don't
D
know.
on your head.
Just Arizona.
It's a big D on your head.
Yeah, you got to chill.
I'm just what it
the
is.
The Dodgers has also a big D on your head.
But normally it's just
So
big
does,
LA.
so does Detroit.
I noticed something under your pants. Pause.
Under my pants.
Yeah.
You've noticed something under my pants?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah, you
It's
don't
not
want
that type of party.
It's not that type
I
of
got
party.
on expensive socks.
He's wearing like $300 socks.
Wow.
He's different.
I
slept in them.
man, I don't think all my socks combined.
I didn't
is
sleep.
$3
No, I'm
bills.
kidding.
You're kidding.
I'm kidding.
So you sleep in socks? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't sleep in socks.
It's okay to sleep in socks.
I was trying to flex. It was like a stupid flex. Anyway.
It was a stupid flex.
Yeah, because I don't sleep in socks. It's not-
Anyways, let's get into it. My guy Vic right here.
Yes,
I
sir.
just want to start out. Who are you? What do you do?
I mean, my name is Vic Corral, man. I would like to call myself a hoop activist.
Okay.
You know, try to build community through the game of basketball. By doing so, I created a brand called Fentwood Hoops, where that's exactly what we do. We try to put on events. We try to bring people together through the game of basketball. You know, growing up, big time basketball fan, played ball all my life. The basketball court was actually a place where, you know, I spent most of my time. So real comfortable on the basketball court. I always met all my friends on the basketball court. You know, it's just a very special place to me. So I felt like it was only right to start my brand and, you know, build something that I truly love and I'm passionate about, which is basketball.
Would you say the basketball court was a safe place because the neighborhood wasn't so safe?
Yeah, I mean, and also too, like, you know, growing up, I feel like I was a real like shy kid. You know, I didn't really like speak up a lot. You know, just kind of kept to myself. But for some reason, when I was on the basketball court, I
You
was
could talk that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was a total different person. You know?
Yeah.
And you know, I truly loved like the person that I was when I was on the basketball court. You know, and yeah, that's just kind of like why I really knew that, like, or that's when I noticed, like, man, like I really love basketball and I want to keep basketball in my life forever.
Absolutely.
That's
so
fine.
like, go say it. My
You
fault. Go
good?
ahead,
You
guy.
good? You got it.
Would you say you I mean, I feel like the basketball court is like the most unlikely place to meet friends, right? Like that's where you run into like somebody crazy and you're like, whoa, like
I mean,
I never would have thought it would have been cool, but
Type shit. Nah, I see where
Yeah.
you're going with it. I see where you're going with it. I feel like it's honestly, it's my whole life's around based like basketball. Like all my friends, basically, my jobs, literally,
Yeah.
my job. I got this job because of basketball. Let's be honest here.
mhm.
So my whole life is based around a fucking ball and a hoop. So I see it where you're coming from. Like hoop activist, that's fire.
hoop activist is fire.
Like-
I want to go more into that.
Those type shit. Like I feel like he really is. So like,
Well, first of all, the word like being an activist is like is very important, right? And
Yes,
I
sir.
notice a lot in what you do. You give back, you know what I mean? And it's just not. Some people are just going to come out there and hoop and be themselves. Some people are going to give back to the game consistently.
Right.
I feel like
right.
that's what you do a lot in everything you do, and we're going to get into that. But I just wanted to say, man, I appreciate that you do that because it's so interesting to me to see that and just kind of see the game of basketball like reinvented over and over.
Yeah,
again.
thank you, man. Thank you. You know, basketball is huge in America and honestly around the world. Like everybody's playing ball now. You know, so it really is like a universal language, you know, where it doesn't matter where you come from, what language you speak, you know, you get on the basketball court, everybody knows the rules, everybody knows how to play. And you know,
Not everybody. Everybody don't know how to play now.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, everybody tries to play. but it's just a place. It's a common ground for people, right? It's a common ground and area where people can come and express themselves, hang out and just be, be with their community. That's what it's all about for me. It's just being in your community, uh, you know, spreading love and enjoying what you love with others.
Going on that, we did meet through your community.
Yes, sir.
We met from Colton. Actually, the first time we met was in Riverside at
Andoka.
At Andolka. I thought that was your stepping ground.
Oh,
When I first met you, let's go. Let's
type
go.
shit.
Yeah.
So I don't think I played the first time around. I did. It was super fire, but it was a little chop up session. But when we got it to your home court, Colton, the whole court was beat up.
Oh,
All these
man.
courts outdoor, guys.
I've never seen them in an indoor gym.
Street
Yeah,
ball.
yeah.
Okay.
We put that's my brand's main focus is street ball. We do events indoor as well. But that's kind of like primarily what our brand is about, street ball. There's so many courts everywhere, outdoor courts, right? That don't even be used, right? Like some people just don't use them and they pay $39 a month to play at 24 and it's just like,
Shit free outside.
it's free outside and I mean, I don't want to get too into it, but it's a different game, It's a way different game from playing indoor and outdoor. Not that one is better than the other, but there's, you got to play each one a certain way.
What's your preference?
I mean, outdoor, man, of course. Outdoors, I mean, for me, the main reason outdoor is just the scenery, right? Like each court's got a different location and different scenery, right? You play indoor, you're in a gym, Same
What's the
thing.
best outdoor court you've played on?
Man,
Don't be cliche though, because I know there's some really good ones that are like local too.
I mean, there's some. For me, like I said, it's all about the location, right? Venice Beach is an epic court,
Absolutely.
right? Just the energy that it brings,
Wait, which one? The blue one or the one in the mix?
Shit ain't even blue.
It's
no
not
more.
even
It's
blue.
not even blue no
anymore.
more?
Nah,
Damn.
the
Damn,
Clipper-
you haven't been there in that long.
I don't go to Venice Beach.
Yeah.
Go to nice beach.
I know which one you're talking about, though.
But what's the court? Is this one or is this one?
the main one? The main one. Yeah, the main one is where it's as far as like the backdrop, just the whole vibe there. That's probably one of the most epic courts in America. But I've traveled across the whole country, and I've seen so many courts. Rucker Park too is just like just the history, right?
Absolutely.
Like surrounded by these huge buildings that people are like on the rooftop watching you hoop. That's just like a whole other vibe. Like that's something that that's energy that I don't think anywhere else has. I mean, I've been to Puerto Rico. There's been some amazing courts on the beach. There's just so many. That's why I love outdoor and street ball is that there's just so many different courts, and each court has its own personality. There's people that play there, and they're totally different from the other hoopers that play in another court or another court. And just like going to somebody's house, you got to respect the rules, right?
Absolutely.
Can't just go in there and do your own thing and
Kick your feet up, take your shoes off, put your toes on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I definitely want to rewind because I don't really have a timeline of your life. I want to
Okay.
get to know you.
All right.
This guy's open.
From, let's see, did you play high school ball?
Yep.
Or were you any good? Let's be honest.
Well, okay. Honestly,
Did you have that dream of going to the league?
of course, man. I mean, since I remember watching like basketball when I was like 2 years old, right? And that's kind of like where I fell in love with the game. And
Who was on the tube? Who was on it?
Jordan.
It was Jordan.
It was Jordan. Yeah. The first game that I think I can remember was the flu game.
Damn.
That was probably like
That's fire to see. To
Yeah.
watch that is crazy.
Yeah, I remember like watching it with my dad, and I remember like, I think it wasn't the flu game, it was the game 6 where he finally retired, right? The game before, well, he came back, but like, I remember like my dad, like the Jazz scored a bucket, it was like 8 seconds left, and I remember my dad was like, "Oh, it's over. Jordan getting the ball, it's over." Like you knew it, and I remember watching the cross, the pull up, bucket, and that was like a crazy memory. I was a big Jordan fan back then. I remember I had all the Jordans all the time, but I hooped in them. I wish I had them now, just to like kind of see them. But Yeah, man. I hooped through all the Jordans.
Holes to the bottom of your shoe.
Always, man. It's crazy though, because I used to bring 2 pairs of shoes to school. Like I would bring my shoes that like my mom would kill me if I messed up. But then I had my other pair of Jordans in my backpack for recess. I would strap up real quick, boom, like just before recess. Put on another pair of Jordans, hoop in the Jordans, take them back off, and put on my new pair. That's
You used to put them both together and put them in the backpack.
Yep. Yeah.
Hey, no, let's talk about though. That's uncanny. The feeling that you have when playing in Jordans.
Yeah.
Like when you get on the court in Jordans, like that feeling, like it takes you to another place. You feel like you're one of the greatest.
At another place.
Especially back then, right? Like now we got so many different hoopers that got shoes and stuff. But I mean, back then it was really just like a few. But Jordan was the guy, So
the guy.
Yeah, I thought the shoe had so much tech in it. I was doing crossovers, and now if you put on a pair of Jordans, just to walk in for 30 minutes, they're just terrible.
Feet hurted.
100%.
Like, how was I doing this?
Yeah, why did I think I was the greatest?
I didn't have that luxury.
Placebo.
I didn't have that luxury to hoop in Jordans.
Yeah, I mean, we grew up, tough. We grew up in the IE. It's not the greatest place in the world, but you can learn a lot, and I love the IE. I mean, a lot of people have different opinions on it. But
A lot of different. He has a major different opinion.
what's up with the IE, man?
I love the IE.
He's lying his
It's
ass
a beautiful
off.
melting pot.
He hates my One Love IE hat.
Oh my god.
That's a fashion
What's the
thing.
beef, man? What's the beef with the
No,
IE?
I love the IE. I can't hold you. I love the IE. I feel like a lot of people from LA moved to IE when
It's time to hang it up.
they didn't. Yeah, when they got
Time
hanged
to
up
go to
from IE.
retirement home. That's what you said.
I love the IE. Shout out to the IE. A lot of my good homies are from the IE. Shout out Hit Boy from the IE.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
sir.
So
Hit
that's
Boy.
a goal right there. So
That's my boy, man.
he holding
From
it
the
down,
big ass.
bringing it back. You holding it down, bringing it back.
Thank
for
you.
The whole IE. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that come from the IE, but I feel like it's hard to get recognition when you just, the market isn't really out there like that, especially if you're trying to be an artist or a creative. The market, it's not that, but it's coming up now. Like,
Type
and to be honest, we're an hour away from LA. It takes an hour to get here sometimes with traffic.
See, we say that, but to the people from LA will say, "Damn, an hour."
Yeah, but I mean, it takes an hour to get from downtown to the beach.
Type shit.
So
It be taking me 30 minutes to get everywhere.
Hell no.
I grew up
Depends
here.
what time you go. though.
with traffic.
Don't matter.
Hell no. He
I grew
lied
up
his
here.
ass off.
I grew up here. I promise you, I'll take the streets of Venice Beach.
See, that's easy though.
You can once
I'll
you're
take the streets here. I'll take the streets anywhere.
Fuck no. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Well, you can. Yeah.
A mixture of both. I'll hop on the freeway. Hop off. I'll go over the hill. I'm
Speed. Pulled
Nah,
over.
I don't be speeding.
Speedy ticket.
I drive like Miss Daisy.
Miss
I drive
Daisy.
slow.
You do drive this.
Yeah, I'm a smooth,
Yeah.
slow driver. Yeah.
safe.
So to go on top of that, we're obviously both from IE, but I would say from like different eras.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say.
Yeah.
How was it like for you growing up around obviously the Colton, San Bernardino, Rialto area? I don't know if you ventured off or anywhere else.
Yeah, I was born and raised, man, grew up in Colton. So I went to high school. I went to elementary school in Colton, middle school in Colton, high school in Colton. I mean, I feel like it's getting a lot better from the time that I grew up. I mean, I remember, just like every school, you had your fights, you had all that. But I know we had like riots. There were times we had like racial riots. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
For sure.
And that was kind of crazy. I never got involved in any of that. I was always cool with everybody. And like my
Did you want to just take a side though? Did you ever want to just take a side?
Nah, never. I was always just raised that, like people are people, man. And, don't judge anybody by the color of their skin, judge them by their character. And growing up and playing basketball, there's so many different, groups of people that play basketball. I had friends that were black, I had friends that were white, Asian, so it didn't really matter to me, what you were, just as long as, we got along and we hooped and, but I feel like now, it's getting better. There's probably still situations like that happen. But
Were there any like gangs?
oh yeah, of course.
Right,
Of
try
course.
to like press you like when you're on the way to hoop. Like I used to dribble a basketball down the street just so like I would like identify like, yo,
I'm a hooper.
I play basketball.
I'm playing basketball.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
do anything.
Yep. There was definitely gangs. I grew up in the south side of Colton, which back then was kind of like,
Southside?
yes,
Type
exactly. Exactly. Like a little hood, still kind of like that. But so growing up there, like when I got to high school, like all the gangbangers and all the dudes that like were all in that, like they were my homies that I grew up with. So like they really like never really messed with me. They always knew that like
You
Vic
were
was
really
about
pilling
Vic was
back
about
out there on the
basketball.
court,
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Yeah, they're like, nah,
Yeah.
he'll work us out. Stop playing with him.
Yeah, they always knew that I was just about hoop and like, I was just doing my own thing, but they always had my back. Like I remember like one of my homies, like one of the biggest, I don't want to get too into it, but one of the guys,
Yeah.
And like I remember I seen him like he just got out of prison or something, and he was just like, at first I didn't recognize him, and he like stopped me in my like on my tracks, and he was just like, hey, and I looked over, and I was like, and then he was like, Vic, and I was like, oh, what's up, man? And he was just like, oh, bro, like just got out, but if anybody, if anybody's messing with you, bro, I got you, like.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was,
Come by later.
for what that was worth, I was like, all right, cool. But like, that's just kind of how the relationships I had with these people was just like, they, I respected what they did, but I just never got into it and just did my own thing. And yeah, that's just kind of how I went about it. I think you have to be like that growing up in the hood, man. Like you can either get into it, get into all that drama, or you can just, just be blinded and and just
slide right by.
Yeah, just
The hood loves sport though.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Even the gangsters, everybody, they love sports. So they see you, they're like, oh yeah, he nice. He probably go. Everybody think you're gonna go to the league. You know what I mean? So like when you nice, like people like your family think you're gonna go to the league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what my family used to be like, yeah, he going to the league. And I'd be like, hey, you guys are gonna pressure me. I ain't that nice.
I feel like everybody, tried to play some type of sport, right? So then when you see people that are actually really good at it, you like respect that. You're like, damn, like this guy's a hooper, or like, man, this guy can play baseball or football, like. So I feel like you automatically respect it just because, you tried it and you've been a part of it. And sports is not just a game, bro. It's a culture, like there's so many different cultures that go with each sport. Fashion now is now, transcending into like sports and all of that.
Even street ball, right? Like you talk about street ball. I know you grew up in an era where, I mean, the N1 mixtape was really popular too.
Oh yeah, that was like the other thing that I was always watching too, was the N1 mixtape, Hot Sauce, Sick With It, all of them, Professor. I mean, those were the guys, right? That was kind of like the vision, like at a young age, where I was like, man, like that's kind of like where I started. Like, man, I would love to start my own brand, and do something like that. By seeing N1.
They were doing some crazy stuff, man. Just like, and you would see it on the tape and then come to school and then try and do the move.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that was the thing. Like, I caught it a little late, but when I did catch it, I was trying to do every single move. I would be like I said, dribbling down the street, like, trying to do these N1 moves.
Yeah.
And I feel like that changed the street ball game forever, realistically. Like, you know what I mean? That's when people start throwing it. Like, to this day now, like, it's going viral, people throwing the ball off somebody's head. Like, that was a thing.
Yes, definitely a thing.
Definitely is a thing.
It was definitely a thing, and it still is now, to this
is.
day. I mean,
It's an automatic viral.
facts.
Auto.
Facts.
Have you ever got the ball thrown off your head? Y'all
Me,
ever
no.
No.
Nah.
Somebody tried to do
I've
it and I
done it.
moved and like hit me in the face and I got mad.
I've done it.
You've bounced it off somebody's head.
It's one of those. It's one of those moves.
You got to pick and choose who you do it to.
You already
Can't
know,
do it to
Cash.
everybody.
You already know, Cash.
Yeah.
Can't do it to everybody.
Yeah.
Because
it's
I'm a
one-
move and now I hit my nose and I'm mad. Why did you do that?
I think
But
that,
then again, you could be mad. My bad.
No,
but
yeah.
you could be mad, but like they're not gonna do nothing. But there's some people like if it automatically hits your head, it's up. The game is over.
And we playing outside. The ground is so dirty.
I think that's why that move is so like, it's so big and goes viral, because it's like you got to have some balls to, for one, try it, right? Like you don't know who you're throwing that ball to, right? And you don't know how he's gonna react. And I've seen situations where it's gone well and the guy was cool, like, "Yeah, you got me," And then I've seen some
You got me.
yeah, you got me, cool. And then I've seen some situations where it's like, "Yo, what's up now?" Like, all right, so you gotta pick and choose your battles when it comes to that move. And I think that's why it goes so viral, is that like, man, like
I feel like if you have the ball to do it, you gotta have the respect to take it as well.
Yeah,
like you can't be
100%.
mad at it.
Yeah.
Like you do it to other people. Like why are you gonna get mad and pressed when you get got. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah, definitely. You got to be ready for the smoke if if things turn sideways once that ball comes off the dope, bro. Because that's a crazy move.
So going from the IE from high school, how did you end up at Veniceball? So obviously, I didn't meet you through Veniceball, but you explained to me that you were big into Venice. The
Yeah.
hooplas and all
So
that.
yeah, like high school, like just backtracking a little bit. When I played high school ball, I think I made varsity like my sophomore year. Captain of the team, probably my junior year, all that. But I played for Colton. We really didn't have great team. But I did get recognized by one of these coaches. He introduced me to AAU ball. He was like, "Hey, I think you can play AAU." Like,
that's underrated how the scumbags of AAU ran the city.
Like other way around.
Yeah, right.
AAU has some scumbags in it.
A lot of scumbags.
It's like
then there's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, that's a crazy. They got to do a doc on that
type shit.
Well, I think back then when I was playing in AAU, like that was really the only way that you could really get noticed, right? There was no social media. There was no, like there's so many different leagues now and stuff. So, when this coach approached me and was like, "I think you can play AAU ball," I was like, "All right, like yeah, sign me up," right? So he took me to this tryout, and I killed it. I remember like I didn't score any points, but I just dropped dimes, like crazy dimes. I remember I was just yes, like just going crazy. And coaches love that, right?
Absolutely.
Like coaches are like, man, like if you can impact the game without scoring, like you're getting a jersey. You're on the team. So I remember I did that, and the guy was like, man, like yeah, we want to have you, but you're gonna have to earn your spot. Like we got some killers on our team. It's like, all right, cool. Went to like the first ever practice of the AAU, and just the level of competition was just totally different from high school. Like, I think that was like, you said, when did I have the hoop dream, right? I think that was when the hoop dream died. Like,
right there. Like,
yeah,
oh.
like, the guy that my competition, the starting guard was like, 6'2", and, just worked out every day, just honest shit, and locked me up, just straight up, just locked me up, full court, blah, blah, blah. Like, you ain't taking my spot. Like, you know what I mean? And that was like my eye opener. Like, all right, like there's a whole other level of basketball that goes on. Definitely a humbling experience, I'll tell you that. But I mean, I definitely got better practicing with them, playing with them. But that was kind of like when I knew, maybe you're not going to the league, man. Like, you know what I mean?
She gets leveled off real fast.
Yes, real quick.
I was still ignorant at that time. I'm about to come back and get him.
On the cap.
Worked out all year.
It's like a 5-star future NBA athlete. Like,
yeah, no, you're not gonna.
He can't stick me.
Yeah.
And also like AAU, like it's a lot of money. Like parents pay a lot of money, and like my family, we didn't have a lot of money to just be given. I felt personally like I didn't want my mom giving hundreds of dollars for someone to sit on the bench.
Type shit.
Oh, I did. I needed that jersey. I needed that headband. All that. Yeah, my AAU coach was a scumbag though. He got us for a lot of money, so
yeah,
I feel bad.
I mean, it's
sense.
expensive, man. Like I remember, like my mom would struggle to pay, but she did it because she knew I loved basketball. But eventually, like one day, I was just like, "Mom, I don't want to go to practice no more," And she was like, "What?" I'm just like, "Nah, like I'm good." And she was just like, all right. And that was kind of like how it ended. But I still played ball, like I was still like in rec leagues and like adult leagues and all of that stuff, but that was kind of like, all right, like maybe you're not going to be doing this professionally or,
So what door did that open up for you though? So when that door closed, I mean, obviously every time a door closes, another door opens.
Yeah.
What door opened at that point?
So I went to college. I went to Cal State San Bernardino. I went there and like just still wanted to be a part of basketball. Like I reached out to like the team, and they were like, we got like, you want to be a stat boy? You know what I mean? Like, do you want to,
Stat boy's crazy.
we can,
I mean, like, it's still cool. You get to.
Yeah, I mean, 18 years
games.
old, 19 years old,
Yeah.
like you're still around the game. I mean, that's the thing. Like, for me now, it's like as long as you're around the game, that's all that matters, right? And
that giving back.
yeah. So I did that for a little bit, but still, I was kind of like how you were feeling, like, oh man, like just a stat boy, like kind of weird. I got into like Rex. I started working for the recreation center on campus, and then there they were like, yeah, we need people to like run leagues, and gather people to hoop and like get kids involved, students involved in these recreational activities, and that was like, all right, I can do that. So I like organized. I had like basketball leagues for college students and stuff like that I ran, events. We did tournaments and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of like where I started, like doing like having that mindset of like starting tournaments and getting people involved in the game. But after I graduated, like it was like, all right, got to get a real job, right? It's like I couldn't be working at a college anymore or whatever, right? So it's like reality started stepping in, and I kind of like stepped away from the game. Like I didn't, I started working. I worked at a casino. I did valet parking at a casino for a good amount of years.
Making bread.
Yeah, I mean,
That sounds like a
the
lot of
casino is bread itself, right?
Yeah.
And valet is
crazy.
Yeah, valet was
Yeah.
crazy. I'll tell you that.
Tip $1,000. Like,
And
bro,
you're
what?
jumping in and out of like super fly cars, like
Always, and see celebrities there, and yeah, money was good, definitely. But I knew that that didn't really fulfill me, right? Like it was a job just to make bread, and I felt like there was a better purpose in my life and a better way to use my time, and one day I was just like, man, I want to move to. I just needed a change. I think I was like, just thought about it, and I was like, man, I need a change, and decided to move to LA.
yeah, let me get out of the IE. Get my LA shoes on. You know what I mean?
I felt like it was like a new
Blessings.
beginning. Like nobody knew me out there. Whoever I was gonna be or whoever I wanted to be, I could start it there. Like start it now because nobody knew me out there, right? I wasn't just a valet guy.
Yeah.
I'm just Vic, out here. But I knew like I had to make bread out here. It's expensive, right? So the only thing I knew I knew there was tons of hotels out here. So I was like, oh, let me get a valet job. And I worked a valet job for like a year and a half, at a hotel in Hollywood, and just to make money, do
Mhm.
that. And I did that for a good year and a half before like I met my mentor, Nico from Veniceball, and that kind of like just switched, skyrocketed and switched things around, my whole mindset, everything.
What year is this?
I moved to LA in 2017. So I think I met Nico. Yeah.
Peak Venice.
Peak.
I would say.
Don't do that, Vin. It's been iconic for a long
It has
time.
A very
been. It
long
has
time.
been.
Like, that
from
era.
weights to the strip to
Mhm.
just the beach
Yeah.
to the skate park.
Everything about
It's been
Venice.
eras of Venice.
Yes.
But 2017 specifically, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
That was a time.
It was a time for sure.
It was reinventing itself.
It was. Like I was a fan of Venice Ball and Venice Beach itself, like before I moved to LA. So like I was already following Venice Ball on Instagram. I mean, like I used to be really into skateboarding when I was younger. So like there's so many that skate park's iconic, right? So many spots around it. So I always like loved Venice Beach. That was just like, to me, the coolest place to be, like nobody gave a fuck about anything, right? Like it was just be yourself, like back then weed wasn't legal. So like, people would go there to smoke weed and like you wouldn't get in trouble. You're right.
Venice
So,
Beach smells like weed consistently.
Consistently.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
On the basketball court and everything. I'm
It
like,
lingers
are
to
they
the
smoking on
street.
the court right now?
It lingers to the actual street.
It's everywhere. Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing.
I don't mind it, I don't, but that was 2017. And 2018, that was when I reached out to Nico. I was working like a graveyard shift on my valet job, and it was like 2-3 in the morning, and I don't know what he was up to or what, but like he posted like something on his story, like looking for interns, hit me up. It was 3 in the morning. I was like, whatever, I'm not doing anything right now. And I sent him my resume, and he hit me up instantly and was like, hey, come over on Monday to the office and we can talk. And that was it, man.
Went right in that hotel office and said, you know what? Screw this place. I'm out of here.
Quitting.
You guys got to
Yeah.
put the badge on the table. You guys got it.
Yeah, I'm out.
Slow mo exit. Explodes. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that was definitely how I felt at the time. Actually, I was doing both. Like I was interning for him because it was internship. I wasn't getting paid. So I still had to keep my job, but I was doing both. So like I would go work VBL on Sundays. Um, Actually, it was like I would work graveyard Saturday night from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m.
16
Sunday
hour
morning,
boys, yeah.
right? Till Sunday morning. And then VBL was on Sunday morning. So I literally would go from Hollywood to Venice, no sleep, maybe an hour of sleep, to Venice, help him run the league, help him set everything up, help him do all that. And then Sunday I had graveyard again. So then I would go back home,
Hustling.
sleep for like an hour or two, and get back on it. Yeah, and get back onto the grind. And that's kind of like what I did for a good year until like I started realizing that like I was missing opportunities. One opportunity that I was really upset about until this day was that they did an event at Complex Con. And it was with the whole AND1 team. There was like the AND1 was coming back. Like the brand was coming back. And I was like, man, like those are like my idols, man. Like I grew up watching them play and stuff, and had a graveyard shift. Couldn't go to Complex Con, right? And also too, like I saw like everybody was posting stuff and they met Nipsey.
Dang.
And Nipsey was there like shooting, getting buckets with them. And I'm a huge Nipsey Hussle fan. Like, you know, just his message that he put out in his music really inspired me to like really push my brand and you know, do my thing. And that was like the eye opener. I was like, damn, like I missed meeting Nipsey, all my idols for what, you know?
For 60, 70 bucks?
Yeah, just for what? To park some cars and just $60 or, you know, so that was kind of like, man, I can't do that no more. Like, and that's when I walked in to the office and was like,
out of here.
I'm out of here. Yeah, like I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Like that, those opportunities meant more to me than $60 or, you know, having a job that you don't even like, you know? So that was like the eye opener for me of like, all right, like it's time for you to get out of here and really like go do your thing and what you love to do and all of that.
Let the birdie fly.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. That's terrifying. People don't understand how terrifying
It
that
is. It is.
You know
Shit,
what I mean?
it really is, bro. But like sometimes
Gotta fly.
that back against the
Mhm.
wall mentality just brings a whole new just mental. To
It
your
really,
persona.
you know, it really tests your character, right? You know, I literally quit, no job. So I was like, all right, man, I Ubered sometimes, just whatever I had to do to make some bread just to pay my rent, you know, or pay my bills. Ubered, you know, people would hit me up like, man, I got this type of job here. You want to do that? Blah, blah, blah. Like I was just whatever I could, man, to get bread, just to keep doing it so I can, you know, chase my dream.
Do what you enjoy, yeah.
Yeah.
Feel you on that one. So when you got into Venice,
Mm-hmm.
you said you were an intern.
Yep.
What was the process from intern to, I don't know where you were, it's been like almost a year since I've seen you. Where you at now with Venice? What was the whole process from like 2018 to 2023 now?
Yeah, so 2018, you know, like I said, I interned, and I think 2019 is when like Nico was like, hey, like I can start paying you,
The
like, you know,
keypad's on there.
you know, I can start paying you. I can, you know, I like how you work, you know, you're a hard worker, blah, blah, blah. Like I kind of knew the ropes. So that was like 2019 was when I started like actually getting paid and working for him. And then till literally 2021 is kind of like where I kind of like, I still work with him to this day. That's still my brother. Like we still do events together. We're always hanging out. I just saw him this weekend. But you know, when I started my own brand, like, you know, I felt like I had to really focus on that, right? Like we're kind of similar brands, right? In a way. So I felt like the work that I was doing for him, like I could be doing for my brand, right? I could be marketing my brand. I could be, you know, creating opportunities for my brand instead of doing it for his. So that's kind of
no
like,
hard feelings.
No hard feelings
no hard
at
feelings,
all.
But I gotta do myself stuff.
Exactly.
Gotta do stuff for myself.
And I told him from the jump, like even when I first started interning from him, I told him like, this is what I want to do. Like I want to start a brand. I didn't tell him exactly what kind of brand I wanted to start just because I really didn't know at the time, but I knew that I wanted to start a brand. And yeah, he was like, cool, man. I'm, you know, whatever, as long as you don't mess up your work, you know, and, you know, doing all his work, all the background stuff that nobody sees and all that. That's really all the stuff that you need to learn, you know, to to make a brand successful. And I just kind of like remembered like, oh, this is where he goes and buys this. This is where he goes and gets this. This is, you know, and I
I
just
was
kind
just
of,
gonna say that. What would you say is the biggest takeaway you got from that experience interning for him?
yeah, the resources, right? Just like, this is where, you know, he makes his shirts. This is where, you know, he goes for, you know, hoopers or like this, you know, he's just like, you know, you have a huge network of people that you associate yourself with. And I got to meet all of those people. I got to, you know, get to know them. And, you know, those relationships definitely have helped me now. To this day, I still, you know, use a lot of those resources.
I would most definitely agree.
Yeah.
So I say, obviously, you learned a lot from Veniceball, right?
Mhm.
So when did you know you wanted to start Fentwood? Well, obviously, let's talk about what was the inspiration behind Fentwood, how it was made, and let's get into like where was that transition?
So I like I mentioned like earlier, I've always wanted to start a brand ever since I was like in elementary school. I remember going to Walmart and buying like just black tees and getting like the little iron on letters, you know, and just like putting stuff on shirts. And like I always wanted that. To me, that was always cool. Just have like a brand that meant something that people could really like, when they wore it, it represented something and they felt proud to wear it. That's always been a thing of mine. You know, so when I got into like Veniceball, you know, I was doing all of that, doing all the work and stuff. But I remember there was one time where like I busted my butt. Like I forgot what event it was. Man, stayed up all night, did everything, right? Like just worked crazy hours. And I remember I don't hate him for this, but I remember like he was like shouting out everybody that helped out. And he didn't shout me out. And like
Left me out.
And I was like, that hit, like for some reason that just like hit me. And I was just like, damn, like I did all this work and I got no credit. Like, you know? And that really was like the turning point when I was like, I'm starting my own brand now. Like I'm doing the work. Right? Like
Gotta do it for yourself.
you got to do it for yourself. And that was like the turning point where I was like, okay, it's time to start a brand. And, you know, Fentwood was an idea or concept that me and a group of my friends had for years. Like I had a friend that was a producer. He was really good at making beats. So like we always had like Fentwood was going to be like this collective of like music, skateboarding, and basketball. Like the things we love, the things that we escaped from, right? Like are things that we take pride in and love.
Don't keep going about the way.
So when I started hooping and being with Veniceball and all of that, that was kind of like, I felt like I needed to start my brand through basketball just because that was like my first love. And I already had all these resources, all these basketball networks and contacts that I've gained from working with Nick. I felt like that was the right route to go. And that's why we started, and it was Fentwood Hoops.
Was that producer formerly known as Hit Boy?
No. It wasn't Hit Boy. It wasn't him. But
Said it was Hit Boy?
Nah. Well, me and Hit Boy, we went to high school together.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to high school together. He used to hoop on the team. I think he played like our freshman year, but he didn't really take it serious. You know, he was actually good too. He was a pretty good hooper, but you know, he was always into music, bro. Like he was always selling CDs.
His daddy was pulling up, socking niggas out. His daddy was pulling up, socking
Shout
niggas.
out to Big Hit, bro. Big Hit, man. Legend right there. But
So-
he was always just, you know, into music and stuff like that. But we've always had this like a cool friendship. Since then, we've always like kept in touch. And but yeah, like I had a friend that was a producer, so you know, he was making beats, and I had another friend that designed clothes. So we kind of had a whole collective. But you know, as time goes by, you know, reality that, you know, yeah, everybody shifted. You know, got to get jobs. Everybody's got to do their own thing. And I was really like the only one that kind of like kept trying
Kept
to
it
pursue
pushing,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, just kept trying to do it. So yeah, just kept going, really.
Man, that's the advice I want to give everybody who's in that collective right now, like early on. Like if you just keep going, no matter what, we can go do other jobs, everything.
Like a day, not even a day, like just a couple hours a week.
Just a couple hours a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
and we can keep this going. And once we all get to our highest point, it's gonna be amazing. Like imagine the guys who was doing beats and stuff like that. Like y'all could have came up together so crazy. Like obviously your journey is absolutely crazy. Like where you are now, like y'all could all be on the same thing, building each other up. You know what I mean? So I encourage anybody who's in a collective right now, trying to make it. You can do your own things. You will grow apart in certain ways, but just spend a couple hours still working on it.
Fact. So what exactly was your whole idea? Like, what was your biggest dream for Fentwood before it kind of like really got the ball rolling? Because I wasn't there at the start, but I was for sure there in like the beginning stages.
Yep.
Where the park runs. Obviously now we'll jump a little into the future. You own a team for the VBL.
Yeah.
Was this all part of your grandmaster plan for Fentwood?
I mean, yes and no, right? Like I always wanted to bring like the whole, like one thing I love about LA and basketball culture here is that like there really is kind of like a family, right? Like, I mean, everybody knows each other. Everybody plays ball with each other. Everybody, on the court, they're enemies or, they battle. But I think off the court, everybody has a genuine like respect for each other. And it really is like a community, a community of hoopers that come together and they play in all these leagues. Like the people that play in the Drew League are the people that play in the VBL and the people that play in the Surgeon League, right? It's all the same people, right? So, it really is a community. And that was one thing that I loved about it was like, man, like all these people just come together and they play ball. And that's something that I wanted to bring to the IE. That was always like my goal is like, I want to create this platform where hoopers can come, get some good run, meet people, network, like just kind of just create this family over there because, the IE is not really like that. Everybody is, in their own little world doing their own thing. Yeah. So I really wanted to bring like this universal like community where anyone could be accepted. Anyone could pull up whenever they wanted to. And that's kind of like how me and you we met, you pulled up to one of the runs. I respected what you did with belly buckets and everything like that. You were in the hoop culture. So I was just like, yeah, pull up. And the vibes, right? Like it's good run. It's fun, gets a little competitive at times.
That's one word to use.
But but at the end of the day, like everybody was shaking hands. Everybody was like, yo, what's up? Like, let's hang out or, see you next week. So that was kind of like my whole mindset was just create this community where everybody can come and just, be themselves, really. Yeah, be themselves.
I would definitely say you are slowly building that community in the IE for sure. Because I say as a whole community, we went from taking a busted ass park into what you primarily yourself have brought to the community in the Elizabeth Davis Park. A beautiful design park.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I don't think there's any other ones like that in the IE besides what you've also painted, the Kauai one.
Yeah, the Kauai courts. There's a Kauai court in Moreno Valley. There's another couple painted courts in Redlands. There's a couple, but I'm biased a little bit. I think ours is the best court. Just
because I feel like it was a whole process, unlike one person sponsoring that court,
right.
like a Kauai or a New Balance.
Yeah, whole process.
Well,
for sure.
We had a petition. We ran every Thursday night on a very slippery, dangerous court.
That's your excuse for getting worked out there?
No, I was the one doing the work, sir.
It was slippery.
I was the one.
No, it was slippery. I heard.
Unless there was like some pros that this guy invited out.
I heard it was slippery out there. I seen it. It's probably footage.
Absolutely.
In his defense, it actually was probably one of the worst courts in the IE at that time.
But you didn't have no issues working people out there.
I mean, I really didn't play most. I played at the beginning, like when I first started organizing runs. Like I didn't have enough. I would play if I didn't have enough. If we didn't have 10, right? So like. I would play just so we can like get games going. But, as everybody started finding out about, the runs and stuff, like I never had to play again, It
was going crazy. My boy was on the mic.
Yeah.
No, so you posted, it's funny because you posted something on your Instagram and you put like hoops here at this time. Picture of a grungy court.
Everybody popping out.
And everybody's popping out for that.
I say
Yeah.
like what, like 60?
Man, sometimes it would get crazy, bro. Like I felt bad because people would come and
Just
they would be
wait.
like, yeah, and they would be like, bro, like,
All the way from
when am I
LA.
gonna play? Yeah, like
That's hard.
All the way from
Yeah.
LA.
That's a vibe.
I am not kidding.
I think
all
that-
the way from LA.
I think that's what it was. It was just the vibe that was like out there, right? People were just out there hooping. It was good competition. There was like there's a good amount of people that were like, he said, like there were some pros that would come out and hoop, and then there were just some like dudes who just, oh man, just want to shoot around, and everybody would come out and watch and hoop and just be together. And I think that's kind of like what built my brand and what kind of like established Fentwood Hoops was just like, man, like this is a cool place to chill. Not like,
For
you know,
sure.
yeah. But we ended up, the way we even started was, like he said, that court was beat up. Like there's 2 full courts there, but 1 backboard was missing. Like there was no backboard on one of the courts. And that's kind of how Fentwood started. I was like, man, if I'm going to do a run here, I need to fix this. And I remember I made some basketball shorts and put my logo on them. And like I sold them online, and I told everybody, like, if you buy these shorts, all the money I'm getting, I'm putting up a new backboard and rim. And I sold like 50 pairs of shorts just from friends. Like Fentwood wasn't even anything yet. Like
Yeah.
it was just from friends and family that like supported me. And I got the money. And I remember on my birthday, February 19th, 2021, I went on my birthday and I installed the backboard and rim by myself. I remember like the city guys were looking at me like, who is this guy? Like,
Bro was on top of a van.
yeah.
Thugging. Nah, it's
Yeah, we
hard.
did it. Just
Yeah.
me and a couple of my homies just got up there and installed it, and everybody was so excited for that, bro. Like everybody was just like, man, like
It's a beacon of hope.
No,
exactly.
for real. That's a changing community
Yeah.
right there. You changing communities right there.
Mhm. And I remember reaching out, like he said, it's been a process to get that court painted. I reached out to the city, and they were just like, I told them like, yeah, I painted this, and I mean, I put this court up, and they were just like, okay, thank you, like, you know, like cool.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool,
and-
thanks.
We're trying to ruin that community by taking that court down.
For
The
real.
the court was still beat
Mm-hmm.
down, but like at least we had 2 full courts where people could come and play, and you know, everybody enjoyed that. I think that court like didn't even have a 3-point line. Like
It didn't.
it didn't have a,
one side didn't.
yeah, it didn't have a 3-point line. So like I went, painted a 3-point line, you know, did all that. So just kind of like slowly upgraded the court. And you know, doing so, and obviously more people started showing up to the runs. Gradually, like people started paying attention to it, and one of my friends that I actually work with till this day, his name is Kareem. Shout out to Kareem. He saw my post and he was like, "Hey, bro, like I think I can get you a sponsor, so we can get this court painted." And he did. He got us a sponsor. He got us some money. It wasn't the full amount that we needed, but it was like the kickstart, right? Like it was just kind of like, all right, everybody saw that we got a good amount of money. We need more. And then after that, everybody started donating. We ended up getting a donation from 5-Star Project Backboard, which I work with.
So that's another thing we're gonna talk about.
Yeah. And we ended up getting the money to fund the court. And that's how we transformed this beat up court to now people are hooping on this court every day. You know, doesn't matter if Fentwood's there or not. There's always people there running. And it's just like, you know, an area now where I feel like the community is proud to say like, yo, like we got the best basketball court.
It's
I
the
feel like in the
staple court.
IE. Yeah.
It's the staple court for sure. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Definitely. And the impact that I saw, like when I painted that court and how many people loved it and how many people use it, it just like now it inspires me more. Like, man, if I can do this in my hometown, why can't I do it in someone else's hometown or someone else's city? And that's kind of like now my vision is just spreading this love of basketball to all these different communities by rebuilding hoops and creating, you know, activating them, not only just painting them and making them look nice, but like actually creating a space where people can come and play ball there and just, you know, hang out and do what Fentwood Hoops does.
That's fire. I see a lot of courts are being built in like the Philippines and stuff like that. They do kind of the same
Mm-hmm.
thing-ish.
Yeah.
But it's a big corporation doing it. So to see like, you know what I mean, you coming up doing it is just amazing because like your the ceiling is the roof, if you should say. You know what I mean? Like anything's possible. And I appreciate you for that, bro, because
Thank you.
that's underrated. Like you said, you changed the whole community. You know what I mean? To put a court in that community that literally every single kid may go to the park and be like, oh, you know, I'm playing this cool court instead of kicking it over here with these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then people are gonna come and watch the court too, and then just people come. Like when I seen the court, I was like, whoa, like this would be a cool tournament court. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys run tournaments out there.
Yep.
Like, it's perfect.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's a cool place to go, and just like I said, like people play indoor a lot. Nothing wrong with indoor hoops, but it's just like it's the same.
It's a different vibe.
It's a
bro.
different vibe. Just being inside and being outside, even like parties, right? Outdoor parties, indoor parties. It's a different vibe.
Just be more violent.
Okay.
Okay.
Be more violent. Okay. Yeah.
I feel like people really are there. They kind of feel more comfortable expressing themselves outside
Yeah.
a little bit more than
He's
inside.
media trained.
Yeah.
He's media trained.
That's what's up, though.
Yeah.
That's for sure love, man, because we've talked plenty of times trying to get other courts going.
Yeah, we definitely have. It's a grind. It's a hustle. I'm not the only one that paints courts, right? So there is, competition out there, but I don't really see it like that. I see it as just me trying to just build my community and just using the tools that I have. Like I feel like anybody can do whatever they want. Just you got to use the tools. You got to use your tools, use your resources, use what you know. And like we said, don't quit, just keep going. There were times when, like I said, I would do a run and I'd have 6 people show up, and I would just be like, man, like this sucks. Like, but next week, next Thursday, did it again, and 40 people showed up, and then you just get that like satisfaction of just like, all right, like, well, I'm back, we're back at it. We're on the grind again. And that's the key is just keep going and just keep trying and eventually, if your mind and your heart is in the right place, things are going to work out. I'm totally 100% confident that things will work out for you if your mindset is right, and your heart is in the right place for sure.
Yeah, it's peaks and valleys, man. Everything is peaks and valleys, everything. So you're like, this is going great, this is going bad. But I like what you said, not quitting, right? I had a conversation with a colleague the other day and we talked about quitting. And I felt bad because I understand the feeling of that. Like, man, like I could just stop, like, you know what I mean? Like, and just stop the pressure that I have on me. But like you said, you got the tools. Why would I not utilize my tools that I have if I got the tools? Like, you know what I mean? I'm just going to keep using these tools and hopefully fix things. You know what I mean? Going forward, hopefully things will get fixed. And that's the goal. So
definitely use your tools and use your resources, man. Like you mentioned Hit Boy, right? Hit Boy has been a friend of mine since high school, but like, obviously he did his own thing and he was out, doing his whole thing in the rap game and hip hop. But like, we were always kind of like not fully connected through social media, but like, like happy birthday, stuff like that. But then when I moved to LA, I reached out to him one time. I was like, hey, I'm in LA. And he was like, yeah, pull up to my studio. And I was like, all right, cool. And I pulled up and, it just like we kind of reconnected. He kind of like, I told him my vision, what I was trying to do. And he was like, cool. And that was like back in 2018. I didn't even start Fentwood yet, like I was still trying to like figure things out. But then once Fentwood started and, he noticed and saw what I was doing and, he started following Fentwood. He started, liking all my stuff and just, being a good friend. And, this summer I was just like, hey man, like I'm starting a VBL team this summer. I'm bringing a bunch of IE cats to come to LA and show off, our talent. Would you be interested in sponsoring our team? And he would like within 5 minutes of the text, he was like, how much you need? And that was it. And we had a team, we made it to the Final Four, lost to In the Lab. But the growth was there. I mean, just to even say that
push and pull right there.
Yeah,
just
to
go for it.
exactly. Just go for it. Like some people are afraid. Some people don't want to take that chance. He could have easily rejected me. Like, bro, like really, like you know what I mean? Like Fentwood, we're growing, but it's nothing really, really big yet. And he, was like, how much you need? And we had a team. He sponsored the whole team. We did a drop. We did a We did a collab on a jersey. Went crazy. And yeah, it's just like I said, we made it to the Final Four, and I mean, I think we're doing it again next year. He said, "Let's do it." We're trying to level up our squad. We're trying to level up just the whole idea and concept of Surf Club. That's what we were called. We were called the Surf Club.
Fire.
Yeah.
I'll start working out right now. Save me a spot.
Hey, we have tryouts, bro. We have tryouts every year.
Tryouts is crazy.
No, he really
He's
does.
not gonna make it.
No, I can make it.
You're not gonna make it.
I can make it for
No,
sure.
no way.
I mean, you went to the first tryout.
Yeah,
remember?
yeah, I did.
This was before.
Didn't make the first one.
Oh, I for sure.
No,
did.
I'm on to be real. Like he came to the tryouts just to hoop. He was like,
I'm just here, bro.
yeah, he was like, I'm here to support. But
Gotta stop doing
Because
that.
because Venice told me to make a team, but I'm not rich. I'm not
It's a
rich.
lot of
So
money.
why not play on the team?
I'm not cut.
Showcase
for that,
your
bro.
talent.
I'm not cut for that, bro.
Okay.
They different out there. I'm not.
They
gonna
are.
lie.
They
They
are.
be wrestling out there.
They are. I mean, no, and they're good too.
Oh, they're really
Yes,
good.
yes,
I could definitely.
yes. It's
Mm.
definitely.
Up the bar. If
It's
there's a good ref out there for sure.
Oh, it has to be a good ref. Don't worry about the ref.
I'm gonna tell you what. Even the refs have it hard out there, bro.
You know what I'm
tell you
saying? I
that.
can imagine. Yeah.
Even the refs got it hard out there. So
Yeah.
there's
Kicking
no
that back ref back in.
there's no easy way, to over there in LA on Venice Beach, bro. Like if you think it's gonna be a cakewalk, you better just don't even strap up the shoes, bro, because it's rough out there.
Maybe 24. Maybe 24.
Yeah, it's just a different, and it's a mindset too, right? Like, a lot of hoopers can hoop, but what happens when they get hit in the mouth and the ref don't call it, right?
You know what I'm saying? You like, what's going on out here?
I'm trying to get a VBL type league over there.
That's the goal. That's
That
the
was
vision.
the goal, yeah.
Yeah, that's the vision. The vision is definitely to get a street ball league out there. I've already been talking to a few cities. I kind of want to do it
City based.
city based.
He's laying some freaking
Yeah.
information out right now.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. The goal is the big picture is to have a refurbished painted court
For
in every city.
okay.
And have a team represent that
Home
part.
and away?
Yeah,
Or-
and it would just be like we're on the road, we're going to Rialto, or all right, you guys got to come to Colton, and it's just like we have multiple parks that we've painted that we do runs at, and just represent your city, represent your park, called the Park League.
That's
That's hard.
fire.
Yeah.
It's fire. Y'all get some cameras out there to go crazy.
Yep, definitely. I mean, we already have, our people are already watching. We had Balls Life pull up a couple times.
That's fire.
They
That's
came.
big.
They came to do an event at our park. So we're definitely in the scene. We're definitely getting noticed. But
A lot of those Balls Live guys are from the IE.
yeah. A lot of them are from the IE. IE's got talent, man.
Yes.
Like from football, basketball, we got talent. It's just it's always been this like the biggest city close to the IE is LA. So they automatically. Like if you're
That's
from
what-
this area, if you're from Southern California, they're gonna say you're from LA.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't do that.
Everybody ain't
I
from
don't do
LA,
that.
man. Everybody ain't from LA.
No,
Y'all can't
nobody's
just be
from
saying
LA.
everybody can't just be saying y'all from LA.
And nobody's from LA.
No, y'all not from LA.
Nobody's from LA.
Nah.
I was born and raised, baby.
If
Nah.
you ask anybody in the IE, if you say, "Hey, you're from LA," they'll straight up they're not claiming LA.
Yeah.
They're saying no.
I feel like
I'm
when
from
people
the
come
IE."
out here, that's when they say they're from LA.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay,
I would say like if I'm outside of the state and you just have no clue
you
what
gonna say you're from LA?
Sam, no, I'm
instead
gonna
of
say
Cali.
I'm gonna say I'm from Fontana. It's
Okay.
a small town near LA.
Mhm.
We say California or Cali.
I'm Cali.
Yeah, I'm from Cali.
Or I'll say San Bernardino, high key.
That's crazy. To be in like,
But like, what's San Bernardino in Denver?
yeah,
What's San Bernardino? Like,
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
no clue.
exactly.
yeah, no idea.
No
I usually
idea,
say
no idea.
Cali or LA is like very prominent though.
That
Like, exactly. But
Yeah.
people like you, like, don't say you're from LA.
Yeah, don't
Exactly. So you're just
say Cali.
you're mixing up your
Say Cali.
no
Cali. I'm from California.
from Fontana, sir.
Where
Fontana.
is that?
Born and raised.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna keep this in Fontana.
No,
You guys are-
no.
I don't want any smoke. I love it there, guys.
Nah.
Plan on vacationing there. Can we talk about the courts, the hoops that he's built? Can we talk about the hoop bus? Well,
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of things on there.
There's a lot of things.
It's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, I started painting court. So within this network of people that I met through the whole Venice ball scene and everything, I met this other guy. His name was Dan Peterson. Shout out to Dan Peterson. He's the founder of Project Backboard, And he was like the first guy that I have ever seen like paint courts. Like I want to say he's probably like the pioneer of this shit, bro. Like
The Picasso.
yes,
It's
like
fire.
yeah, like he was doing this, and this was a time when I dropped my badge, from valet, and I was like, I'm done, and I was looking for work, and he was like, hey, like, do you know how to paint? And I was like, a little bit, and he was like, I'm going to Oakland to paint a court. I need some help. You want to help me? I was like, yes.
I'm not going to Oakland, homie. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went. I was like, yep, down, and painted, worked hard. From there he was just like, oh, I got another court in Puerto Rico. You want to go to Puerto Rico? I was like, all right, cool. Let's go to Puerto Rico, and then
Sure.
eventually,
Puerto Rico.
eventually just got on the team of of all these artists that paint courts, and for the past 5 years, man, just been painting, going across the country, painting basketball courts, going into hoods, man, like meeting people, sharing my story, and painting these courts with the community, man. It's honestly a blessing, and I'm truly blessed, bro, to even just be a part of this organization. So shout out to Project Backboard, man. If you go check them out, they got so many amazing courts that I've been a part of, and the team has done. Legendary courts, like
What would you say is your favorite one that you've painted?
The
that
most
I painted.
legendary.
I mean,
Most legendary and your favorite.
man, we've done so many courts. To me, they're legendary. I got the opportunity to paint the court at LeBron James's elementary school, the I Promise school. We did the outdoor court there. Just being there, bro, like the I Promise school, seeing what like basketball did for this community, what LeBron did for this community, bro, is crazy. Like I know people were trying to give him heat and stuff about, the school not doing so well, whatever. But like, man, he's trying. He tried, and
Fuck them kids.
You better pass them damn grades.
Yeah, I gave y'all the vehicle. God damn it.
My damn tomahawk
Yeah.
done did this for y'all. Y'all better do this.
step your game up, right? No, so that was like an epic court that I feel like was really cool and genuine to my heart. I went to Puerto Rico. We did this crazy court like in a rainforest. Like,
Oh, that was you?
yeah, it was like in Slam magazine.
Yeah, it was in
like,
Slam. I seen that. That's fire.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah, we
crazy
did
one,
that.
bro.
That court was probably one of the toughest courts that I've ever worked on. Just because of the conditions, bro. Like you're in a rainforest, so it
It's
rained.
moist.
It
Yeah.
rained. It would rain for like 30 minutes hard, just like pouring, and then it would stop, and we'd have to wait till the floor dried, which it would take like an hour because it's so humid. But it would take like an hour, 2 hours to dry, and then back at it, and then it would rain again, and it's just like
That sounds.
it
like a bitch.
definitely was a process. And you've seen the court, it's crazy.
It's
like
crazy. It's fire.
it's
In the
really
middle
it's
of
a
the
lot of
jungle, it's
details. Yeah, it was super super tough, but we got it done, and it was actually one of the first courts that I ever painted, so I was still like new to the game, but taught me a lot. Man, we painted the rooftop court at the Jordan store in downtown LA.
That court's fire.
That court was pretty epic too. Just the whole the artist that we worked with, Blue, like he is amazing
Blue
artist.
the Great's amazing.
Yeah. So I've had a few.
Who did that Nipsey Hustle on
So
Crenshaw?
that was Veniceball.
Okay.
So Veniceball and the artist Gustavo, he's like a Venice local too, big artist, muralist in Venice. They partnered up and they did that court. That was kind of like when I was still coming into Veniceball. I helped out a little bit. I don't want to take all credit or anything like that for the Nipsey court, but the Nipsey court was fire. I did help out a little bit, but yeah, that court.
Yeah. After he passed, that was like something like in the city, we were like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It changed our
Mhm.
outlook on that situation because it was like such a tragedy, But to
Definitely.
see it like a court come out of it, a street come out of it, you're like, all right, like
Very
thank you for
impactful,
that.
right?
Yeah, it was very impactful for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I remember that time too when Nipsey died. Like, I was riding around. I was with Nick, and he was just like, "Man, we got to do something. Like, we got to do something for our community, man." Like, and we drove around, and he found this elementary school, and he was like, "Man, like, let's build a court. Let's do something in honor of Nipsey." It was like right around the corner. The school's like right around the corner from the Marathon clothing store, so it just all made sense. And shout out to them. They're at Creed Academy. They were down to do it, and we ended up doing like a whole event and just everything in honor of Nip, you know?
That was fire.
Yeah.
What do you think about the new NBA tournament courts? Since we're talking about painting courts, right? These courts are painted all crazy. What do you think about that?
I mean, I you know, to me, the first thing I thought of is like they're watching, right? Like they're paying attention for sure, right? Everybody's painting courts. You know, they're looking for new ideas. They look cool. I think they're okay. I honestly think we could have done better, but you know, I think it's just a start. It's a start. It's a great idea. And I mean, what do you think? Some of them are kind of hard to watch, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're all hard to watch, and I feel like they would be hard to play on.
There's something. No.
play
It's just the
on.
same thing.
Yeah, I don't think
It
play
is the
on.
same thing, but some are like really bright in the
college,
middle.
the college. Oh, I get you. I
Like,
get you.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the contrast with jerseys and stuff like that. Like, it's a lot going on. But I do think, to not shit on those courts, I do think that you guys could do better because I've seen your work and it's really nice.
Thank you.
I think that that's opening up a door, though, for you guys, though.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
mean,
mean? Like,
The process of painting an indoor court and painting an outdoor court are a little different.
Okay.
You know, there's different paint you got to use.
Yep.
There's different steps, different tools. So the process is a little bit different, but I've done both. I've worked with some of my friends who just only do indoor courts.
Okay.
And
Did you do the surgeon one?
I didn't do the surgeon one. No. I didn't. I don't know who did it either, but I was not a part of that. It's pretty dope. I like it. I
It's
like that
fire.
whole area is dope. Like
It's
that whole
fire.
little setup is really cool. Definitely want to try to get a team in there too as well.
That'd be dope. They need to make an outdoor event for the NBA,
I
Come
mean,
again?
like an outdoor Rucker type vibe for the NBA.
and NBA players were playing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be fire.
It might be.
Like-
It might be a liability.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
almost the same thing.
Almost.
It's almost the same thing.
What were you gonna say, Vic? My bad.
I was just gonna say, I mean, yeah, well, like what you're saying, liability. You know, like a lot of players can't really play outside of NBA activities, stuff like that.
So they're not built for it. Is that what you're saying?
No, definitely not. I mean,
They don't know how to
I'm
shoot on
pretty
double rim.
sure.
Oh, so they can't shoot for real.
I'm pretty sure that they grew up playing in the parks, you know? So I'm pretty sure they have some outdoor basketball in them, but I think they're restricted just by their contract. And I mean, I wouldn't mess up my bread either, you know? If
Type
I-
shit.
Yeah.
Not at all. That's how I
Yeah.
felt when I was in college. I was like, I'm not playing with you guys.
Like
I
an
play at 24.
in-season tournament finale outdoors.
Outdoors would be
Oh
kind
my
of crazy.
God.
Yeah.
But like it's an indoor gym court. It's a gym floor, but
Mm.
outdoors.
I
Oh,
think-
they did
okay.
that. They did that. They did that.
College has done
at
that.
Santa Monica. Yeah,
Col-
college done that. Shaq's son
Mhm.
played outside on this nice court. It was a Jordan court actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Fire.
It was pretty nice.
No, I think that's something that they could do. It's
Oh, and the outdoor court downtown LA too. That was fire too. With Bronny Jr.
Oh
They
yeah,
play- they
yeah,
play
in front
right
of Staples
there
Center.
In front of Staples Center. That was
Or
nice.
Crypto.
Yeah, crypto. Yeah, there you go.
Crypto arena.
That was nice. Yeah.
They're gonna do that outside the new Clipper Stadium.
Yep. I think there's a court outside of SoFi too, or like kind of over there by Hollywood Park and stuff. There's a court that they Baron Davis does his Santa Slam giveaway. and all
BD.
that.
Nah, y'all should go to Darby Park. Darby Park, that's park in my hood. That's right behind SoFi.
Okay.
And it was always like it's a hood park. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you can't just go there and do whatever. Sir Daryl from TDE, he has a video he shot like on the basketball court,
Dope.
and the court was mad grimy. It's still grimy. Like
Yeah.
I think that's a great court. Y'all should look into that. Just because it's right behind SoFi
Mhm.
and like it's booming. You know what I mean? Like that could bring the hoops back. We only would hoop in the gym, and even in the gym, it was grimy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you hoop in the gym, somebody got a switchblade in their shorts, like that type of vibe. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so.
It's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny you say that because like when we go do these courts across the country, is like, not that we have to like check in, but like we kind of have to check in. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, what's the colors?
Yeah, exactly.
What's this color
We get
scheme?
that asked all the time, bro. Like, what's the colors? What are you putting on here? Like, definitely. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes we get some heat where people are like, "Yo, like, what you doing in our park?" Like, but then once they realize and they see the hard work that we do, like we're out there for a week, sometimes 2 weeks, painting these courts in the heat and the rain, whatever. I think they fully understand, and they're like, all right, like we see what these guys are trying to do. But most of the time the cities are like the people in the hoods and stuff are really like respectful and stuff. But there are some occasions where, this is my court, and it's just like, bro, it still is yours. We're just trying to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We're not trying to take
Do our
ownership.
due diligence.
Yeah, that's it.
It's still your court, brother, man.
Yeah.
Don't trip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just to wrap it up, let's end it out with our Christmas wishes. What we're doing for Christmas. Well, any plans for Christmas?
Yes. So this year, we every year, this is going to be our third annual toy giveaway that I do in the IE. I team up with the Hoop Bus and some other nonprofits, and we raise money to buy a bunch of toys, and we fill the Hoop Bus up with toys, and we go to different hoods and give out toys to the kids and put on a cool little dunk show and event just for the community to come out free of charge. So that's kind of like my Christmas wish list is to make sure this comes out successful and the community enjoys it. It started with just me and one of my homies saying like we wanted to give toys back to our hood. We went to downtown LA. We bought a bunch of toys. We pulled up with a box of toys, gave out toys, and then every year it's grown. Last year we got the Hoop Bus involved, and we ended up going to 5 different locations and giving out toys. Gave out shoes, toys, had food, everything. This year we're actually be doing 2 days now. So we're going to be doing 1 day for the whole San Bernardino County. We'll be doing 5 locations in San Bernardino County. And then the next day we'll be doing 5 locations in Riverside County. So 10 stops now instead of 5. We doubled up this year, giving back to our community, spreading love, spreading joy, getting buckets, and just, an opportunity for the community to see our work and for them to, have a good Christmas. I feel everybody should have some type of gift, some type of Christmas spirit. So that's our way of giving back. So December 21st and 22nd, if you're in the IE, pull up, follow us on Instagram, Fentwood Hoops. You'll see all the locations that we're going to be going to. Bring your family, bring your kids, come get some toys, come hang out with us. And, man, just enjoy the rest of 2023, man. It's been a wild year.
It's been a wild year. Been a really, really
well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
That's fire though. Community, man. Bring them together. Let's do it, man.
That's
We
what it's
appreciate
about,
you for
man.
that.
Community is to me it's important, It really is. And I think people know that community is important, but it takes effort. Everybody's got to do their part. Everybody's got to chip in. Everybody's got to, help out. And the more people that help out and do that, the bigger the community gets, the better things come in your community. So, yeah, Tour of Toys, man, December 21st and 22nd.
I can't let you get out of here without asking you.
What's up?
This is a fashion sneaker show.
Mm.
You said you had a lot of Jordans when you were younger.
Mm-hmm.
What was the sneaker that started it all for you?
The one that comes to my mind that I remember I really wanted the 14s. It was some 14s.
That was from The Last Shot.
Yes. Yeah, but
Gotta be the last one.
was it the black ones that he was wearing? The black
He was
ones?
wearing a black one.
Yeah,
He went the
I
white red.
wanted the white and the silver and
Oh, yeah.
white,
Nice.
black and
Yeah.
red. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I wanted those so bad, and my mom took me to go get them. Went to like Foot Locker or whatever, and they didn't have my size.
Oh.
And I was like,
Heartbreak.
damn, yeah, I was so mad. I was so sad, whatever. And went home, whatever. And then like 3 days later, I came home from school and Jordan's 14s were on my bed.
Ooh, shout out, mama.
And my mom, yeah.
Thank you, mama.
Let's
Yeah.
go back inside real quick. She passed out.
Yeah, my mom had them there, and that was like, so for me, like just her doing that and everything, 14s is like that was like my shoe, that one that really like set it off, where I was like, that's my favorite Jordan for sure.
What was the temperature like when you went to school in them bad boys? When you pulled up at school, what was it like?
You already know, man. Like I told you, I had those were the ones that I wore just to go out. I still had the Jordans in my backpack that I hooped with. So for sure, made sure those things were fresh. I made sure everything that they stayed clean. Those were my favorite pair of Jordans. So I had to make sure that they were looking right at all times.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you got to say to wrap this up? Any last words? Any messages out to your people?
Man, thank you for rocking with me. If you're watching this, man, and you follow Fentwood Hoops, I appreciate the support. I appreciate you rocking with me. We're not done yet, man. We still got a lot of big things coming 2024. The goal is to always outdo, the year before. So, we got a lot of plans. Like we already mentioned, I'm trying to get a league going. I'm trying, I'm working on doing hopefully if everything goes right, I'm trying to do a Kobe court for 2/8/24. I've already been talking to a few cities who seem interested, but Kobe, next year is 2024. I want to do like a whole event where Kobe court painted in our community on February 8th, 2024. Have this big event, which is 2/8/24 Kobe GG numbers, and just kind of like go crazy with the community, have like a whole Kobe Bryant themed tournament, drop a collection of merch and just kind of like, in memory of the legend himself, like, bring back to our community and just get everybody together and hoop.
I think it's really important that you're doing it on 8/24. That means it's going to come to fruition for sure. Numerology is very important.
Yes.
I talk about that a lot. I think that's awesome. It's going to happen.
I hope so, man. I hope so. We're close. I think I would say we're, I would say 75% there, but, there's still a lot of, stuff we got to figure out. But, that's the goal, man. Yeah, Kobe Court in the IE. I don't think there's even one in LA.
Needs to be one.
So
all the homies with the tools, please reach out to this man. Get your tools ready so you can assist and help, right?
Yes.
All your tools are important. Never think that your tools are insignificant compared to another person's tools. We need your tools to add on to these tools.
Let's get it, man. And
that's real.
That's how things come together, man. It's not just me that does everything, man. I have so many people that come and help me, that reach out, and they use their resources and it's definitely a partnership and a collaborative effort. So if you have any tools you want to be a part of anything that I said or anything, man, just reach out. Fentwoodhoops.com, at Fentwood Hoops on Instagram, fentwoodhoops@gmail. Man, let's try to do it. Let's try to better our community and with the positive mindset and with basketball.
Vic, I could talk to you all day, man, but unfortunately, I got a 9 to 5.
Me too.
So we're going to bring you back, that's for sure.
Let's do it. I'm down, man. Thank you for having me, man. This store is dope. Appreciate it. Man, like I said earlier, I'm a fan of you guys' show, man. I respect what you guys do. Respect the content that you guys put out. Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate
Much
you,
love,
man.
man. Appreciate you, Vic.
Thank you, my boys.
Let's get up out of here, man.
Let's go.
Wrap us up.
This has been another episode of the Fair Game Podcast. I'm your host, C13.
This is Cash.
And I'm Vic.
Remember, you are the main character in your story. Dress like it.